just messaged Sabas and told him that I'm coming specially for my namesake. And it's only for her that I'm here. My husband had his book launch just 4 days back with Ajay releasing his book called Anything But Khamosh. Yeah. So yes, and Bharti is also here. She's the writer of the book. And we had a very nice launch. And this is beautiful too. I'm going to read it tonight.
Thank you. Firstly, congratulations, Poonam ma'am. I actually used to write poems back in school and college, and I know how much thought actually goes in to writing each and every line, and the happiness that you get after completing one full poem. So I'm sure the happiness that you must be getting now after completing all these poems and converting it into a book must be something else. And also very, very well selected. This poem, when I just read it, I felt I could relate to it completely, and I felt कि आपने मेरे मन में emotions actually बहुत अच्छे से लिख दिए हैं.
I think poetry is murmur art, and especially someone who does razzmatazz, who does IFA, who does all the shows which has the sound of dhol. आपने बांसुरी को बजाया यहाँ पे थोड़ी देर के लिए. So the murmur sound which have been protected and given platform, I think poetry needs a little bit of nudge and support, because it doesn't happen without it. The way the world is going, I think we are addicted to loud noises, louder voices, and poetry is somewhere, as Poonam would sit somewhere in IFA awards, and I'll have to look for her. She would not shout out aloud. That's how the nature of the art and craft she's practicing. So thank you, Sabaz, for organizing this and calling us here. It really, really means a lot to all the poetry lovers. To Poonam's work, I always believed in two contradictory kind of thoughts, and I see those reflecting here.
Hi Poonam auntie, I haven't gotten to meet you. You're the star today, but I will come down and meet you. First of all, I want to say that Prasoon sir, you just said that you've seen Poonam auntie at IFA, of course, and she would not make a lot of noise, but I completely disagree, because for the past 3 years I have been sitting right next to her. We've been of course using our contacts, she herself sneaking in food, and she's my CT partner actually. So we've been whistling at all the acts at IFA and having a rollicking time. But I never thought that Poonam auntie could, write poetry, or writing a book is something that is just beyond me at least. I've never read a poem in my life. I don't understand them at all, I have to be honest. So when I came here in the evening, I said, oh, today is a very intellectual evening, and I will have to tell everybody, it was such a wonderful poem and I understood every word, but I'm not quite understanding most of them. But I have to say that the one that I have, the one that she's chosen for me, I read many, many times to make sure that I understood it. And I think it's just so beautiful that she writes just so, I think pure of heart. I think she's very simple in her thoughts, and I think that shows in her poems.
When it gets a launch like this, it adds the value of poetry, adds the value of our lives. I'm very fortunate to be accompanied by such wonderful people today, and we will do our best to give a rendition of Poonam's poem. It all began so suddenly, caught us all off guard. The city was immobilized. It hit us real hard. Hate-filled terrorists had used their wild card.
No shrieks of terror, just blasts filled each ear, as unsuspecting guests crouched numb with fear.
It's been awesome. I actually have been writing poems. I've been writing poems in school and college actually, and I could actually relate to it because बहुत simple तरीके से लिखी गई है and बहुत relatable है, understandable है to a common person, and various emotions, like she's written very different kinds of poems on different emotions, and जो मुझे दी गई थी specifically that I felt Like I felt that उन्होंने मुझको दिमाग में रख के फिर लिखी थी because I was actually going through all of that.
आपने भी कभी लिखा है या पसंद है आपको?
नहीं, मैं एक्चुअली मैं बोलने का काम करती हूँ मैं लिखती नहीं हूँ. मुझे मतलब ऑफ कोर्स हम लोग यू नो essays and stories as children always used to write, but I have no talent for writing at all.
Can we expect a book from your end?
A book about what?
In
Which
future.
we will write. I will co-write with you.
Okay, done. Deal converted.
What would you want to be that title of that book? Like any of your book?
It's a very difficult question.
Work in progress.
What would you want?
I don't know about just being happy, positive, being strong. I think these are things which are very philosophical, but I genuinely believe in them. I try and be positive all the time. So about a book that would help people to just kind of go through their bad times, be positive and be happy always.
And actually, all of us in our journeys somewhere have those weak moments when we're about to kind of give up and then we don't.
Yeah.
So I think that probably could be inspiring.
Correct. I think all actors will write the same book.
Yeah.
We all have the same story. A book or CD? Oh my lord, no. I've always, I've always battled with my weight, so it was very important for me to reach a certain fitness level in my own standard. But I'm still work in progress. I need a few more months to reach my ideal where I see myself.
Please don't vanish.
Book and all. You cannot
vanish.
talk anything right now. You cannot say anything. No, in the first couple of years, the kind of films that I did were not out and out glamorous roles, you know. They were more performance oriented in small towns. So I never thought that a glamorous image would ever be attached to me. I don't think it's attached even today, but it's nice to be able to see that if I am making efforts in, my style choices or my fashion choices or my interest in fashion, if that is being appreciated, it's very important for me because it was an aspect of my life that I never explored. So I'm happy, some people are just born fashionable and some people just know what to wear for their body. But I've learned it over time. So I'm glad that, I got awarded for it because that will motivate me.
I'm actually tired of this hearing of this comparison. I think both the films were made for different audiences and they've done well in those different audiences. And I'm glad that though इतनी बड़ी बजट की फिल्में एक डेट पे आके भी दोनों ने काफ़ी पैसे कमा लिए. So that's a big deal. And I'm happy it's happened like that. Yeah.